Hello, listeners. We're back. Did you miss us?
Uh-huh.
I say that like they're hearing this in real time. You guys are like, what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks behind our schedule. So this is totally like, there's no big deal at all. I'm sorry.
Well, we secretly spent 2 brainstorming sessions for issue 6.
Yeah, issues 5 and 6 have been problem issues for us. So, like, for the last 2 issues, we've had to spend an extra week or so trying to figure out how everything works. Because the way we record these podcast episodes is we go, like, 1 week without recording so that we can plan. But because the last 2 have been so insane, and, like, our changes to the plot have been so big, we've had to take, like, 2 whole weeks instead of just the 1 to discuss how we're going to go about fixing things, because these issues have been so insane. They are so completely untenable that, like, we've had to really just, like, do extra time on these.
At least for issue 6, our past selves managed to put down the foundations for the solutions which we will present to you today.
Yay!
Yay! But I guess first of all, we talk about what was in issue 6 and why was it such a potato issue. So what happens based on the summary is that it shows the Court of Whisperers, and then it shows that they just now plan to use a spy to convince the fugitives, the rebellion, which I guess now Caleb's heading, that the Guardians are dangerous and that irreparable damage should be done to the quote-unquote Great Wall, which I'm assuming is the Veil.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on Earth, Cedric and Elian manipulate Will to sow discord and isolate her to weaken the Guardians, and this involves a lot of weird shape-shifting shenanigans, like Will manipulation, espionage stuff. It's kind of weird because they basically encourage Will's hobbies and schoolwork.
It's so bizarre. They're like, yeah, be a healthy teenager. Have a good life outside of your friends.
Yeah,
Don't just stay in your room when you're at home with your mom all the time. Like, go swimming, do your homework. It's so weird that that's their nefarious plan, is to make her a well-rounded person. That's so strange.
So more into that is that Cedric shapeshifts into
her mom's boyfriend.
Yeah, her mom's boyfriend, which is a little awkward, but anyway, and he's the one in charge of making her more focused at school. And then Elian shapeshifts into some swimmer coach lady who helps Will, like,
get on the
find
swing team.
Get on the swing team. So,
basically. It's a full Pretty Little Liars sort of situation.
Yeah. And, well, while that's happening, W.I.T.C.H, the blue guy with rocks on his face, he's supposed to be the spy to infiltrate the rebellion. And so he does, and he learns that the rebellion is desperate, and some of the most resentful and well-trained rebels believe that W.I.T.C.H has betrayed Cedric and joined their cause. So basically they just accept this guy. And so Cedric's grand master plan, well, actually, no, never mind. I don't think he has a grand master plan. It doesn't really say. So what happens is that the bookshop that Cedric is running right now, it has the bookshop portal right at the back of the shop, and there's a whole labyrinth in there because there's labyrinths everywhere in Heatherfield. And so the rebellion goes through that portal, and then the Guardians fight to close the portal because, you know, that's what they do. And Cedric interferes because somehow that would ruin Phobos' plan to destroy the Veil.
Somehow.
I don't know. And then the rebellion does a thingy where they capture Cedric and prepare to kill him. But Will saves his life and gives an inspirational speech on how their world will soon change, and them with it. And all of that vagueness. And Cedric takes the opportunity to try to harm Will, but W.I.T.C.H stops him, and it's revealed that W.I.T.C.
has turned
was with her. Yeah, he defected and joined them properly. And then in the end, Elian saves Cedric's ass. So you can can imagine why we were like, what is going on and why is everything happening?
We've definitely dug ourselves into some pretty deep graves here, given everything that we've changed about this series already.
Yeah. So we had a whole like hot fixes docs for this, so it's all organized and color coded.
Yeah.
So...
just like how like 8-year-old Alexa would have wanted it to be.
Yeah. I miss like coloring fonts, but yeah. So
Same.
We'll go into the hot fixes now, and well, first of all, we have to clarify what our alien knows at this point.
Yeah.
Like during issue 6.
Yeah.
So
Because
we
our alien.
established that.
Yeah. To recap, what Elliot is like in this series for us, she's not super aware of this shit yet. Like at this point in time, Cedric has only just started being like, yeah, your friends don't like you. They don't care about you. They don't tell you what their secret magical stuff is, even though you could totally be helping them. Like he's only just started manipulating her, so she has no idea what the hell is going on.
Yeah, and she's dealing with her own power problems too, but on her own instead. And then that's also what Cedric's kind of using to manipulate her, is that she's alone and then they're together and then they're not helping you and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's all very Unity-based.
Yeah, and friendship, betrayal stuff.
Yeah, all that sweet, sweet drama goodness.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're clarifying the new information that Elian knows after all of that friendship stuff, which is when she would maybe start being more trusting in Cedric's word about all the magical nonsense that's going on. So they talk in the bookshop, I guess, have another discussion about where she came from. So our Elian was told by Cedric that she's part of the royal family, and her brother Phobos, the current king, sent Cedric to find her so she can be taken home. And she was supposedly kidnapped because she's the only heir by rebels who are against the matriarchal monarchy and thought that she was unfit to rule and sent elsewhere to die, by chance ending up on Earth, which is what we established with the background of Meridian back in
episode 2
before we were talking about the issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was also told that her parents died when she was young at the hands of the same rebels, which is also true, but it was, orchestrated by Phobos in the background.
Yeah.
So,
it wasn't just some misogynistic pieces of shit being like, yeah, you're not allowed to rule, you're a lady. It wasn't that.
Yeah, and like Phobos was all sowing the seeds of discord and distrust in the current regime and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Phobos is supposedly only standing in as king because he was the only one who remained in the royal family, which is also true, but, everything was all according to his plan.
Yeah, he did orchestrate that.
His keikaku, yeah. So, okay, that's what Ellie knows now. So, we're gonna jump a bit and talk about V.I.T.C.H, the double agent spy person who's supposed to infiltrate the rebellion. So, instead of V.I.T.C.H, it'll be a different spy instead who will infiltrate the rebellion under Cedric's command. And, as advised by the Murmur Council, way before the whole opening all the portals thing, because that would make the most sense, instead of just, starting that whole spy thing in issue 6.
Yeah. Bit of a weird choice there.
Yeah. So they could have, time to gain trust in the rebellion.
Yeah.
So basically, Spy Guy has been acting as a mole in the rebellion, feeding Phobos and Cedric info about the rebellion's movements, and also working up the ranks slowly until they're, trusted and capable of influencing the decision-making.
Yeah. Caleb's not dumb, though. He kind of is a little bit aware of this.
Yes! He recognizes Cedric's modus operandi.
Yeah.
And, the whole scrying thing, he's like, hey, that's familiar.
Yeah, because they have that whole, black romance, making out and hating each other sort of situation.
The spade.
Yeah. Constant hate fucking while they were at the palace. So.
And that's how they communicated back then,
Yeah.
Right and left hand. And, okay, they
I don't even want to know what that means.
Caleb's the right hand.
I know, but
Cedric's the left hand man.
And they only communicate
Calm
via
down.
hate sex? I'm so confused. Anyway.
But yeah, so Caleb discovers the spy, confronts him, and convinces him to switch allegiances, becoming their double agent. So yeah, basically double agent shenanigans. And Mr. Spy is technically feeding Caleb the info about Phobos and Cedric's movements now.
Yeah.
And side note about Mrs. Rudolph.
Yeah, they're together. She's got a thing with this spy.
Yeah, we made it so that she has a kind of a long-distance relationship thing with him.
Yeah.
And they're keeping in touch, which we thought would be nice. And, she could be the one reason that convinces the spy to help Caleb instead. Because, Mrs. Rudolph was a
royal defector.
Refugee long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically she'd be on the side of the rebellion. Mrs. Rudolph doesn't know who Elliot really is.
Yeah, she just brought her there. She didn't know who she was.
Yeah, because it would be too confusing if we stuck with how Mrs. Rudolph is somehow all-knowing about things.
Yeah, she
met Elliot already, so it wouldn't make sense. Because technically she knows who Elliot is in the original story. And at that point, Elliot's already, being weird and manipulative. So we didn't have that problem back then. So now, we're just clarifying that she doesn't know who Elliot is now.
Yeah.
In our story.
Yeah, we just thought it would be fun to give Mrs. Rudolph, something going on in her life beyond helping these girls. Because, these comics, they really don't go into the inner lives of most of these people. They barely touch on the inner lives of the girls, let alone, the tertiary characters. So I think giving Mrs. Rudolph, a romance was just a very fun way for us to be she's got her own life. She has her own shit going on. She knows how to contact other planes and, sext with her boyfriend. I mean, we don't know. I don't know how their, interdimensional fling works, but you know that it works, okay?
Yeah,
they're definitely having, interdimensional space sexting each other. Somehow. Don't know how. We'll figure that out sometime. Do you want to hear that? Let us know.
They find ways.
Yeah, let us know if you want to hear us talk more about that so we can come up with some bonus content, I guess. How to make them have the space sex.
Well, it's probably at the bottom of the list.
Surely. Yeah, we have a pretty long list of stuff that we're going to be implementing. That is very down on the list, but let us know if that's something you're interested in, I guess.
Yeah, just know that it works and we'll just figure it out if y'all are interested. And, at least Mrs. Rudolph is not just a refugee who somehow wants to be a math teacher.
Yeah, now she has, an inner life. She's not just all about that math.
Yeah. So, I guess we go straight into, Cedric's plan.
Yeah.
Which, we're gonna give him a plan, because in the original issue, we didn't really have a plan outside of making Will a more well-rounded individual. So, Cedric, at this point in time of issue 6, he orders the spy with scrying magic to convince the rebellion to send their non-combat ready refugees over to Earth because they will be, quote-unquote, safer there. And Cedric tells Elian that the refugees will be coming from Meridian, and if at this point she doesn't believe anything that he says right now, maybe she can ask them about Meridian. And then she's like, okay.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. And then Cedric's like, okay, about the Guardians, if you want to know about the secrets they're keeping from you, lead them here to the bookshop when the refugees arrive. So that's how we fix the timing of that.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just too convenient.
Just and the convenience is probably thanks to the portal map. The convenient portal map that always shows up, map, gives us problems. Oh yeah, we're also deleting the weird will manipulation espionage stuff, and since we're replacing it with Elian being the one to lead the girls there on the day of the thing.
Yeah, there's no more hey, hang out at the pool for a little bit weirdness.
Yeah, she could just do that on her own as slice of life stuff. Yeah. You don't have to shapeshift into some authority figure to convince her to be more active in a normal life.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's Cedric's plan. And Caleb's plan, on the other hand, we're gonna do some brain jousting here, where on Caleb's end, he finds out from the spy about Cedric's plan, and he decides to use it to his advantage. So the spy will tell Cedric, you will have your refugees. But in reality, the one who will be going through will be those tasked to capture Cedric. So yeah, we made them both smart.
Yeah.
Or we're sticking to the smartness.
We're keeping the fact that they're not stupid.
Yes! It's just that a lot of what happened in issue 6 is because they're dumb, but it somehow happens anyway, so...
Yeah, that's kind of how all of these, hot fixes goes, is, we just freak out for 2 weeks because someone decided to write this in a way where they're meant to sound like they're smart, but they have no plans. Whatever they're doing doing is very stupid. So it's like, we have to not just fix the story, but why the characters are the way they are, and we have to make their plans make sense. So that's why this takes so much longer than it used to.
Yeah, and actually give them plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, I guess to establish the timelining of the whole issue 6 plan shenanigans thing is that the spy first readies the quote-unquote refugees, and then once the girls are led to the bookshop by Elian, Cedric instructs the spy to let the refugees go through, and then Elian is watching the whole thing as discussed before. So the girls think that the ones going through the portal are enemies, because, you know, the past few times they've been seeing things going through the portal, they were not friendly, they were like goons.
Yeah. So they're a little bit like Meridian racist right now.
Yeah, just mostly because of their limited interactions with the people.
Which is where racism comes from anyway, yeah.
Yeah, they haven't had great experiences except for with Mrs. Rudolph, but they think she's a special case at this point.
You're one of the good ones.
And then, so they kind of leap into action, antagonize the refugees, and Elian sees this, and she's convinced that they're against Metamor people. So that's what puts her against them at this point.
Yeah.
At least one of the things that puts her against them on the grand scale of things, instead of it just being a friendship betrayal thing.
Yeah.
And then the spy betrays Cedric, and he and the quote-unquote refugees try to capture Cedric in Uno reverse mode. And then Elian thinks that the refugees are part of the same rebel group that basically did her and her family dirty. So she makes the choice to rescue Cedric and then poof the both of them elsewhere. So at least now we understand why things happened the way they happened.
Yeah.
Oh god. There was so much thought that had to go into this.
Yeah, there was so much thought that had to go into
all
this.
The backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, there's this one, like, panel in this comic where it's just, like, the fuckiest Mrs. Rudolph face I've ever seen in my life. Neither of us knew what to do with that.
The one I put in our chat.
Yeah, we have a group chat for this project, and, like, whenever we're, like, we have to read through it together to come up with, like, notes and stuff, and we always find just the worst expressions, and this one has the best fucking face I've ever seen.
Because, like, apparently Mrs. Rudolph was watching the whole thing, I mean, in the original issue, and she just has this creeper face, like, that happened.
She looks so horny. It's so distressing.
Oh, no. Was that the reason why we gave her a love interest?
Hey, man, let her fuck.
I didn't think it was because of this face.
Listen, she's been all alone on this planet for so long. Let her fuck.
Okay. She will have her.
She will have her dick.
No.
I'll stop.
Yeah, let's stop right there.
Yeah, real quick before we lose our minds.
Yeah, basically the last thing that we just talk about is the random slice of life stuff. So we decided to give Irma a hobby because, to elaborate, because she doesn't have a hobby in the original story.
Yeah.
So everyone else has something, and she's just kind of been drifting around being a satellite type of person.
Yeah.
So
the whole thing in the original comics is she's like really chismosa, but like she doesn't have anything to do herself.
Yeah, she's just like gossiping around, and then, you know, maybe like trying to sneak into nightclubs by shapeshifting,
turning boys into frogs,
turning Andrew Hornsby into a frog. Yeah. So to elaborate, we're gonna make it so that now that she agrees to at least be friends with Martin, he invites her to hang out with fellow board game and role playing enthusiasts.
Yeah.
So, you know, that could give her a cute nerd side, where at first she's just, you know, I don't know, but she'll go because, you know, Martin's okay. And then she actually finds it fun and stuff.
Yeah. She takes one look at this and she's immediately like, balls deep, I'm in, let's role play some nerd shit.
Yeah.
I want to be an orc barbarian and beat everybody up. That's Irma.
Yeah, she really strikes me as a barbarian type.
Yeah.
The physical classes that beat stuff up.
Yeah. I think barbarian because a monk would require too much, like, mindfulness.
Yeah, and meditating.
Yeah, there's
which I'm pretty
meditation.
sure she doesn't have the attention span for.
Or the patience, really.
Yeah, the patience
Yeah.
too. She's the type where if the girls were to go on a relaxing meditative spa trip, she'd be the one like going and stuff
Yeah.
and like trying to break everyone else's concentration.
Yeah, she would be so fucking bored by being meditative, and I don't think she could
Yeah.
roleplay that. So her whole deal is just
Yeah.
she beats shit up with her fists.
Yeah, basically, we classed her as a barbarian.
Yeah,
Oh, it would be fun to class the rest of the girls.
Yeah, this is just like a really fun little exercise now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically we're done with issue 6.
Yeah, we have a little bit of housekeeping to attend to, though.
Oh, yeah.
Number 1, sorry we've been gone so long, I had to move. So I've moved house. Yeah, that's why we didn't have a whole lot of content out for the month of June. I was, getting ready to leave my old place. I now live elsewhere. No need to give you guys...
It was moving shenanigans.
Yeah, there was a lot of moving shenanigans. I had a project I had to start for my final project of the year for my class. That's why we've been gone. Also, yeah, like, not to be weird about it or whatever, but it was my birthday. So, like, I've been busy.
Birthday!
Yeah.
June 30, listeners, take note.
Yeah. May 17th for Elle. Also take note on that one. We didn't say because she was absent for that because she got to go diving because she lives back home where there's oceans.
Oceans.
Yeah.
The ocean. But
the English Channel is not a fun place to swim, so she got to have so much fun. Lucky you.
Aww.
No, it's fine. I had a good time.
Birthday.
No, it was a good time. We hung out, just watched.
Yay.
We finally got to finish Gravity Falls after 5 years of that promise.
Wow.
Yeah, we started it in 2016. Will hated it so much, and he was just like, yeah, all right, we'll get to it eventually. And eventually that promise just became, we'll get to it when we move in together. So the night we moved in together, the night I moved in, he was like, all right, it's finally time to make good on that promise. He did, yeah. So, that is what we did, like, the first 3 days of me living here. We watched Gravity Falls. I cried a lot because I love Gravity Falls.
Aww, yeah.
Listen, when you're a sibling, it hits you different. Yeah, so we did that. We watched Gravity Falls. We watched Lord of the Rings. We were just, giant nerds trying to figure out where to put my stuff because I have a lot of stuff. Most of it's packed away, but there's still a sword on the floor because I am that bitch. We found places for my...
You'll get there.
We found places for my multiple string instruments, but not for, like, this ancient foil that I have.
Ancient foil.
Yeah. Truly, I am living my bard life.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing the last, like, month, which is why we haven't really been able to record much. But we do have plans for a little bit of bonus content.
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce it, or should I?
Go ahead.
Alright, so we thought this whole analyzing witch thing is very exhausting. It takes a long time. It takes all our brains. Listen, we're smart women, but Jesus Christ, it is a test. So, so we decided every 10 episodes we'd put out a little, like, bonus mini episode in between for, like, not really for fixes, but just, a cool magical girl property that came out recently or that came out and that we enjoy uncritically. And we just talk about it and gush for, like, 15-20 minutes as opposed to the usual 30-minute long episodes that we have where we go into in-depth, like, how do we fix this? What is wrong with this? Yeah. So we figured as, it just came out and also, like, we're badass gothy ladies in our 20s. We're definitely gonna want to talk about this. Also, we're Filipino. We're gonna talk about Tressa next time. So that's what we're doing next. This is, like, episode 10. So yeah, after this episode, we're gonna have a little mini bonus episode to talk about Tressa for, like, 20 minutes because it was sick, it was rad, and we're super excited to talk about something that we don't need to fix. Thank God.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the great parts of it. And there were a lot of fun parts of it.
Yeah.
And, just, like, a whole, like, homage to... I mean, Tressa came out when we were in... I don't know.
We were young, yeah.
Was it the 90s or the 2000s?
I think it was, like the early 2000s, so we must have been, like, real small. Like 10, 11-ish.
Yeah, and the only way we could read it was, like, through legit means, like, if someone had Tressa.
Yeah. This was like, before the pirating.
Yeah? So, exposed. Oh no.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and,
so...
and my parents wouldn't allow me to, like, read or consume any media that was that kind of violent, so I wasn't allowed to read that, ever.
Oh, well, I didn't read it either, but I saw stuff about it, like snippets and stuff from people who did have it. But yeah, and I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah,
so
you'd always
it's
see, like...
really cool to see it all animated.
Yeah, it's so sick. I'm so hyped to talk about, like, all the hot character designs.
Yeah.
Fight me in the comments if you don't think Malixi's hot. I'll fight you.
Oh my gosh.
For real though.
But yeah, so like, we're not gonna focus on, trashing the bad stuff or anything. We're gonna be like, appreciating it for what it is.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a whole relaxing type of 15 to 20 minute adventure.
Yeah.
For you all.
We get to take off our analysis caps for like 15 minutes, finally.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
So I hope you guys are excited for that.
Yeah. Hope you're as hyped for it as we are.
Yeah, just stay tuned for the drop.
Yeah.
And I hear E will be making some cover art for it.
Oh yeah, definitely gonna be making some art for that. Still haven't decided what that's gonna look like, but I'm excited regardless.
Yeah, we do have some time. I mean, we have some backlogs.
Yeah, we have a few backlog things to upload, but yeah, that gives me enough time, I think, to come up with something cute.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too.
But yeah, so this will be like an every 10 episodes of analysis thing.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, we're gonna make it a regular thing. Once we're done with the Tressa episode, just stay tuned for like our announcements when we're doing like the last few analysis thingies for the next batch, and then we'll tell y'all what to expect for the next minisode thing. So that's how it's gonna work.
Yeah, we're very organized here at MGBC.
Yeah!
We're very organized here at the Magical Girls Book Club. Super good at scheduling, not at all very flaky. We'll get it done, we promise.
Yeah, it's just the real life schedules that make things annoying.
Yeah, we're busy ladies right now.
And yeah, actually let us know also if you have anything that you want us to talk about or check out. Like, anything magical girl related. Like, it doesn't even have to be a magical girl. It could be magical boys in a magical girl framework.
Yeah, there was that anime about magical boys a few years ago. Yeah, ask us to do stuff. Like, we're always happy to, like, explore that. Tweet at us, please. Yeah. I just talk to myself on there. It's so lonely.
Yeah. And who knows, your idea might be the prompt for our next minisode or next series.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll just have really long minisodes about whether or not Pacific Rim counts, and, like, nobody wants to listen to me try to justify that. Give us actual suggestions. We'd be super happy to, like, implement those.
Unless you want the Pacific Rim episode.
I mean, the Pacific Rim episode is just gonna be me talking about how they ruined my baby Newt in, like, Pacific Rim 2, and I don't want to go into that unless people want to hear that, so...
Yeah, I only watched the first one, which I think that's where I prefer to stay.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second one either, but I recently got commissioned to do some artwork for somebody for, like, with, like, that ship in mind, you know, like, the gay scientist ship, which I see. Genuinely the only ship I care about in that movie, so I was just, like, immediately very on board, so I had to do some Googling about, like, the second Pacific Rim, and found out that he was a bad guy, and I was like, okay, how are they gonna justify this? No. And then from there, it just snowballed into me absolutely despising everything they did with that character. I'm so upset. Anyway, we're gonna stop talking about Pacific Rim Uprising now before I go off on a really long tangent about that.
Yeah, so that's our update for you guys.
Yeah.
And I guess that's mostly all for issue 6 today.
Yeah.
And housekeeping.
Yeah. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks with the Tressa episode and the cute artwork that I will eventually be doing.
Yeah. Hype.
Yeah, get hyped for that stuff.
Alrighty. Hope you guys are doing well. Have a great 2 weeks. Stay safe. Make good choices.
Don't go anywhere without a mask. I don't care if any of you guys are, like, vaccinated. Please be safe. Mm-hmm. Please keep other people safe. We are not out of this yet. PSA. Seriously, though.
Yeah.
I'm making light of this, but, like, it ain't funny. Nobody wants to die. Mm-hmm. You know, have a good week. Make good choices. Don't get anybody killed with reckless, not wearing masks situations.
Yeah. Can you hear our slight threatening voice?
Yeah. We will have full ass vendettas on you if you don't make good choices. I'm holding a knife.
Magical girls on you.
I'm just fully holding a knife.
A magical knife.
Yeah, I'm holding the curved blade thing that she has. The Chris.
Yeah. Oh, the Chris. Oh,
Yes.
I want one. But yeah,
No.
so we'll see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.